It was just after the end of World War II when Lancelot Lionel Ware and Roland Barrel met on a train somewhere near Oxford, England. We will never know exactly what was discussed, but we do know that Dr. Ware was interested in intelligence testing and had been administering tests to people during the war. At the same time, Sir Cyril Burt made several radio broadcasts where he put forth ideas relating to high intelligence. He suggested that intelligent people could be polled for their opinions on important matters, and that intelligentsia could be drawn from all the social classes. This radical idea seems to have prompted Barrel and Ware to begin the society we know today as Mensa. The club published various announcements and advertisements in university publications and newspapers through the rest of the 1940s, eventually attracting Viktor Serbriakov to join the membership in 1950. Viktor enthusiastically lent his development skills to Mensa, located free publicity, and instituted an advertising program. He was always available for interviews about Mensa. Here is a clip from an interview he did in New York in 1961.
Do you feel a person can set out to try and develop a super brain?
No, I think it's broadly true that intelligence is innate. It's something that you're born with. You have no credit for it. It's just a quality you're born with. And attempts to develop it are really attempts to educate yourself. You can educate yourself, but you can't improve your capacity to learn, which is what intelligence really is.
Are you referred to as an egghead in England?
Well, yes, it's a term of opprobrium we use there, and generally speaking, we've often been talked of as the eggheads. We're not ashamed.
While it had been started and was based in England, Mensa was an international organization by 1950, with members in Kenya, India, and Germany. The first American joined in 1951, but the name of that person has been lost. Most members from abroad during that time heard about Mensa while visiting England.
How did you find out about Mensa?
I found out about Mensa in 1958 when I was in England. And I thought I wanted to join. I took the test. At that time, I was not yet in the middle of my doctoral program. And I passed, but the little old lady in Brighton who kept all the records threw my records away when I didn't pay my dues the second year, so I couldn't prove it, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
But I knew Victor, and I had met him. And then in, I think, 1960, the Life magazine ran a picture of Victor stepping out of a helicopter onto a roof, and I said, oh, goody, goody. And I found out where Mensa was and called, got Margot Seidelman, and couldn't join because I couldn't get my prior evidence, and by that time I was 2/3 of the way through my program.
In early 1960, a writer for the Village Voice in New York wrote about Mensa in his column after having seen an ad for Mensa while he was traveling in England. His column attracted the attention of Peter Sturgeon, a medical writer, and he applied for membership and passed the test in May of 1960. In August of 1960, Victor authorized Peter to start forming a New York City regional group and was given a list of the 22 members in the U.S. at that time. The first meeting of North American Mensa was held at Peter's home on September 30th, 1960, with 5 members present. Peter and a few other hard-working volunteers set to work. Regular meetings were held and membership increased 7-fold. In the fall of 1961, Peter convinced Viktor Serbriakov to help arrange an American Mensa selection agency, and an ad was placed in the New York Times calling for an executive secretary. Victor came to New York in the first week of November and interviewed the candidates. The last one he saw he later described as a talented, efficient, and energetic lady. He induced this lady, Margot Seidelman, to become the American Mensa Selection Agency. Indeed, Margot was known in those early days as Madame AMSA. Meanwhile, a bright, ambitious man who ran his own public relations firm joined Mensa. Upon the offer of his services, Victor immediately put him in touch with Peter Sturgeon, and John Cadella became a key figure in putting American Mensa on the map. He arranged for newspaper, magazine, radio, and television publicity, virtually all of it free, and brought the name of Mensa into countless homes.
It doesn't seem possible that it's only 2 years ago that a red-bearded picnic individual invaded New York and conned, as we would say, several people into promoting Mensa. It seems more like 10 years. Nevertheless, Mrs. Seidelman tells me that in that time we have had approximately 15,000 inquiries from people interested in Mensa, that we have tested 4,500 of them, and we have gained 1,200 members.
The first gathering for all Mensans living in the Western Hemisphere was held in New York on the weekend of June 15th to 16th, 1963. It coincided with a gathering held in London on the same weekend. The phone company set up a transatlantic call between the two gatherings, and greetings were exchanged, with Victor Serbriakov addressing the crowd in New York and Peter Sturgeon addressing the assembly in London.
Well, things are going very well indeed. We've got about 160 people here, including about a couple of dozen from out of town, as far away as California. We have Arnold Sherman from Toronto, so we're really an international thing here.
The first of these, in 1960 or 61, was it, Peter, was your secretary, Peter Sturgeon. Another was John Fidella. It was my privilege to put these two dynamic and energetic characters in touch with each other. They have proved to be a perfect team. The result has been the rapid development of a sound and efficient, well-run, brand new Mensa in America. To my delight, from all the evidence, this new body has independently developed along the same lines as the original Mensa. It has found the same social atmosphere, enjoys the same sort of jokes and accepts the same basic tenets, and feels a sense of unity with the members in all bands, and indeed with intelligent people